Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're delving into the topic of living expenses in Canada, specifically, the most expensive cities to reside in. We've crunched the numbers from reliable resources to give you the most accurate and up-to-date information for each major city in each province of Canada. Please remember that this video is based on average numbers for items like food, transportation, clothing, and other necessities and conveniences. This means that the cost of living will be more or less expensive based on your lifestyle and income. Please check the description for the sources we used for this video. As always, please do your own due diligence. We've referenced sites that we feel are trustworthy sources for the cost of living of one person renting. Thank you, and now let's get started. Starting the list at number 10, we have St. John's, Newfoundland. St. John's average house price hovers at around $285,000 with an average rental cost for a one-room apartment at $1,162. The average cost of living for one person who rents averages out at $2,710 per month. Its affordable home prices make St. John's one of the best options for those seeking retirement in an affordable area of the country. That said, historically, Newfoundland in general has had issues with high unemployment rates. So, if you're looking to move there to work, we recommend that you have a job lined up in advance. At number 9, we head to the prairies and Winnipeg, Manitoba. With its rich cultural tapestry and friendly locals, living in Winnipeg offers a unique experience. With an average house price of $406,533 and an average rent of $1,314 for a one-bedroom apartment, the estimated cost of living for one person, including rent, amounts to $2,726 per month. Winnipeg's still affordable home prices and relatively affordable rent make it an ideal location for those who work online. At number 8, we have Montreal. Known for its European charm and cultural vibrancy, living in Montreal is an adventure in itself. With an average house price of $600,000 and an average rent of $1,476 for a one-bedroom apartment, the estimated cost of living for one person, including rent, comes to $2,845 per month. Bang for your buck, Montreal is one of the best cities to live based on its relative affordability when one considers the conveniences of living in a large modern city. For those choosing to rent, it is possible to live a first-world standard of living and still save for the future. At number 7, we have Regina, Saskatchewan. Regina boasts an average housing price of $294,121 and an average rental for a one-room apartment at $1,136. The average cost of living for one person who rents averages out at $2,947 per month. Regina's home prices are some of the most affordable in the country, and renting will not send you to the poorhouse. It is an ideal city to move to for those who work online or retirees. At number 6, we have Moncton, New Brunswick. With an average house price hovering at around $311,410, and with an average rental price for a one-room apartment at $1,224, the average cost of living for one person who rents averages out at $2,965 per month. Homes in New Brunswick are still relatively affordable and renting will also not break the bank. If you are looking for a picturesque place to live near major cities in Canada and the US, Moncton will not disappoint. At number 5, we find ourselves in Halifax. With its stunning coastline and historic charm, living in Halifax is a delight. However, with an average house price of $564,562 and an average rent of $1,592 for a one-bedroom apartment, the estimated cost of living for one person, including rent, comes to $3,081 per month. Halifax is becoming a go-to location for Canadians wanting to remain in a metropolitan city without the rat race that comes with living in a city like Toronto. Although not as affordable as some of the other cities, Halifax is still within many people's budgets. At number 4, we arrive in Calgary. Known for its Western hospitality and booming economy, living in Calgary comes with its own set of expenses. With an average house price of $608,000 and an average rent of $1,815 for a one-bedroom apartment, the estimated cost of living for one person, including rent, reaches $3,385 per month. Calgary has, in recent years, been a place where people are investing in real estate. This has translated into higher home prices and the cost of living. Rent is also becoming less affordable for many Calgarians. That said, it is one of Canada's most picturesque cities with many outdoor activities that will keep most people happy all year long. At number 3, we have Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. With an average house price hovering at around $390,876 and an average rental for a one-room apartment at $1,550 per month, the average cost of living for one person who rents averages out at a surprisingly hefty number of $3,393 per month. The cost of living in the small city of Charlottetown is surprisingly expensive. Unless you're looking to move to the land of Anne of Green Gables for its natural beauty and stunning coastlines, there are many other options that will fit your budget out in the Maritimes. At number 2, we have Toronto. This vibrant metropolis of Toronto boasts an average house price at about $1.15 million, and rent for a one-bedroom apartment at $2,336. This brings the estimated cost of living for one person, including rent, to $3,868 per month. Toronto is now a city that is very difficult to afford for anyone earning less than $50,000 annually pre-tax. There are still areas in the city where one can live on an average income. That said, many of these locations have crime rates above the national average, and therefore, it's recommended that you do your research if you intend to move there. Topping the chart at number 1, our journey brings us to the West Coast gem, Vancouver. Known for its stunning scenery and dynamic culture, living in Vancouver comes at a premium. With an average house price soaring over a staggering $1.3 million, and rent for a one-bedroom apartment averaging at $2,548 per month, the estimated cost of living for one person, including rent, clocks in at $4,117 per month. Arguably the most picturesque city on this list, Vancouver suffers from high crime rates and drug abuse. There are many places in this city that are considered by locals as no-go zones due to violent crime and robberies. Unless you're bringing home a good paycheck, you will most likely need to move outside the city, or into one of the higher crime-laden communities. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on all things Canadian living. Until next time, take care and stay fabulous.